Hey, what's going on, everyone? Before I get into today's video is sponsored by nobody. I don't get paid to do this. I genuinely just love to talk about music, and I work on these reviews on a weekly basis. So if you're tapped into this week's video or any other video I have ever put out, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to engage with what I do and my content, and I guess as an extension, supporting my love and appreciation for music. I really love sharing that with others, so thank you. And of course, today's video, I'll be discussing the latest release from Rina Sawayama, returning with her sophomore studio album. And for those who are not familiar, Rina Sawayama is a Japanese-British artist, originally born in Japan, but she did grow up in the UK. She began working on music in the early 2010s, around the time when she connected with a local producer from London named Hoost. Sawayama didn't hit my radar until about 2017, though, with the release of her debut EP entitled Rina. I was hooked by her sleek pop sound, which featured sonic callbacks to pop music of the 90s and 2000s. Her debut album followed after that, entitled Sawayama, which moved into a more dance-flavored direction with Baroque touches to set the project apart. It also helped set her apart from her fellow peers, and I was definitely a fan at that point. Hold the Girl, this album that she has just released, expands upon previously explored styles and themes with what I think, a more radio-friendly approach to production, which I'm sure will please most listeners. Hold the Girl is a total of 13 tracks, sitting at a runtime of about 45 minutes, and as always, I'll be offering thoughts and highlights, track by track chronologically, starting with the first, entitled Minor Feelings. This is a serene intro for the album. The centerpiece for the song here is Sawayama's beautiful vocal performance. She provides plenty of background harmonies to flesh out the main tones of the song. The background accompaniment features subtle samples and soft sounds like flutes, strummed guitar chords, and eventually sounds of natural running water towards the end, and rain as well. Lyrically, Sawayama sets the tone for the album here. She sings on the chorus, "All my life I've felt out of place. All my life I've been saving face. Well, all these minor feelings are majorly breaking me down." And it's a brief song, and with that we transition into track 2, entitled Hold the Girl. The main melody for this song is the first thing that we hear, and is easily the strongest element of the track. The instrumental features garage-style grooves with pop elements, including syncopated keys, rich strings, and acoustic guitar backing melodies. The transitional sections feel glitchy when you listen to the background music, and I like the sound of it. The bridge then swells beautifully with a rich string ensemble and leads to a reorchestrated version of the chorus with lush background harmonies. It does sound very beautiful. The song then features a spicy key change towards the end, and the percussion changes to throw in some giant, really massive drums to help widen the mix even more, and the song thus ends on a much grander note because of this. And thematically, this song feels like an ode to your inner child. Sawayama refers to her child self as she sings during the bridge, "Close to your heart, never ever let her go. 'Cause the girl in your soul's singing on, and you owe her the world, so hold the girl." It's a beautiful sentiment that I personally carry on a daily basis, since everything that I do nowadays is to help heal and fulfill my own inner child. Sawayama has noted that she began writing this specific song after a very intense therapy session, and it shows. It's a poignant start for the album, packed with memorable melodies and production. Track 3 is entitled This Hell. One of the lead singles for the album, this is a catchy pop, country, and rock-infused tune with steady pop drums. A blend of syncopated vocal melodies and sustained tones create an engaging tune. Rina's vocals sound great here, and the background music consists of steady synth bass, airy pads, and spicy electric guitar tones, playing a solid counter melody. The guitar solo towards the end turns up the heat and is a memorable performance. And thematically, it's a tongue-in-cheek song about acceptance of oneself. To me, the song is heavily queer-coded, especially when you watch the music video. And right at the beginning, Sawayama sings, "Turns out I'm going to hell if I keep on being myself. Don't know what I did, but they seemed pretty mad about it. God hates us, all right then, buckle up, at dawn we're riding." She provides reassurance for the listener during the chorus as she sings, "This hell is better with you. We're burning up together, baby, that makes two. What follows is track 4, Catch Me in the Air. In the context of the album, this feels like a strong B-side. The upbeat tune hits us with jovial strings, flutes, strummed guitar chords, and a steady rock beat for the drums. The main vocal melody is repetitive, but not quite to the point that it's annoying, at least personally. Sawayama's vocals are definitely the highlight of the song, as she provides another captivating performance here. Thematically, it's a beautiful love letter to Sawayama's own mother. Growing up with a single mother does come with its own struggles, and the song highlights how things turned out well for them. As Sawayama sings on the bridge, and they will never know the fear of making a mistake, the risk you take, the pain you create. But mama, look at us now. High above the clouds, I hope that you're proud. She ends the song on an equally beautiful note when she sings, save each other in every way, feel the fears as we float in the sea. Look at us now, way past the clouds that haunted your dreams. I hope that you're proud. Track 5 is entitled Forgiveness. This song is a personal favorite, and I believe it's due to the blend of themes, tonality, and vocal performance. The instrumental slows down in terms of tempo, mixing strummed acoustic guitar, smooth bass guitar, laid-back pop drums, and funky guitar tones in the background that add counter melodies for the music. The song is also in a complex triple meter, which helps the music feel different in both a rhythmic and grooving sense. The music just hits you differently when compared to the rest of the album. And an interesting note, the time signature does change during the bridge, feeling more like a common time, potentially 4/4, though I'm not sure, before eventually switching back to the complex meter for the final chorus of the song. Sawayama's vocals are gorgeous here, and the instrumental certainly does elevate her performance. The instrumental itself is so memorable and captivating to me, and thematically it is straightforward as Sawayama ruminates on the concept of forgiveness and what it means to forgive someone. She sums it up during the chorus, "'Cause I'll be alright, I'm taking 2 steps back to go forward. I'm looking for signs for some kind of highway to letting it go. I'm out of luck, but I still got hope. Are we nearly there yet? God only knows, but forgiveness is a winding road." And on that note, I feel like the song does touch on themes of healing as well, which is not a linear path by any means. So forgiveness, healing, it all goes hand in hand, and she illustrates that very beautifully here. Track 6 is entitled Holy Till You Let Me Go. The energy pivots with this track as it draws clear inspiration from melodic trance and dance pop. While the instrumental features a slower tempo, the music is packed to the brim with a danceable groove, featuring steady 4-on-the-floor kicks and offbeat hats, with subtle snares and flashy snare rolls for the transitions. The main counter melody in the instrumental comes from the airy piano, transporting the listener to the late 90s with its reverb and simple rhythmic movement. The instrumental also features subtle usage of synths, which are used perfectly to infuse the mix with the energy of electronica. Sawayama soars beautifully here, creating a wonderful melodic trance tune that truly revolves around her voice. Lyrically, Sawayama tackles themes of religion and reflects on her own experiences being at an all-girls school during her collegiate years. It's clear this was a sad and trying time in her life, as she has explained in interviews. Sawayama paints a vivid picture with the chorus as she sings, "I was innocent when you said I was evil. I took your stones and built a cathedral. Found my peace when I lost my religion. All these years I wished I was different, but now I know. I'm holy till you let me go." Track 7 is entitled Your Age. The dance energy continues with this haunting and angry tune. The intro juxtaposes a simple plucked melody with a thick and layered synth drum groove, creating a strong foundation for the song. I'm not able to identify the plucked instrument that plays that ostinato that we hear at the intro of the song, but I know it's not a Western instrument. And that deliberate choice for instrumentation all over the song is a beautiful touch. The layered approach to the vocals creates an interesting blend of timbres. I can hear 2 main recordings here. One is the staccato vocal melody, which is distorted and rhythmically feels closer to rapping than singing, and the other features strong sustained tones that carry the listener through to the end of the song. In the second half of the song, the music builds into a sick and frantic breakdown section. The main vocal melody is sliced and diced in a syncopated manner, while the drums anchor the groove in the background. And we can also hear counter vocal melodies, and the music moves in a harmonious and hard-hitting manner throughout the song. Thematically, it's full of anger as Sawayama looks back on the generations that came before her that chose to belittle her. The context is not explicitly stated, but the anger is something that'll surely resonate with listeners, kind of drawing on that anger and the loose, I guess, vague themes of the song. On the chorus, she sings, "'Cause now that I'm your age, I just can't imagine. Why did you do it? What the hell were you thinking? 'Cause I'm not a secret and I'm not a problem." During the pre-chorus, she raps, "I ain't a number you can ever divide. You crossed the line by multiplying the lies. I survived the social suicide. Decisions were not mine. You closed me off, a jail personified. I survived the social suicide." What follows is track 8, entitled "Imagining." Another danceable groove, this song blends UK garage elements, thick guitars, and frantic energy. The music feels very angry to me, mainly due to Sawayama's shouted vocals and the hard-hitting percussion, of course, on the production. The song is melodic and in your face, and it does work well. During the verses, Sawayama's performance is less abrasive and more subdued. I love the approach to the percussion, the kicks beat you to your core, and the syncopation is infectious and makes me want to get up and dance. In the background, we can hear syncopated synth keys, rich strings holding down sustained tones, and a crunchy guitar riffs as well. I enjoy the calmer chorus that we hear towards the end. It's a good sonic change of pace. And I also love how glitchy the music gets towards the very end during the outro. It's almost like the listener is deteriorating in real time as the song goes on. And thematically, this song highlights a sense of confusion in a relationship and describes what it's like to be gaslit. I like how Sawayama puts it during the pre-chorus and chorus. "I don't want to get too close, shit gets complicated. I don't want to take it off emotionally naked. Really, don't feel too good, fake it till you make it. I don't want to talk right now, got me agitated. I'm imagining, so tell me, what the fuck is up? What's happening? Right now, my sanity is gone, it's vanishing. I know I do this to myself. It's damaging." What follows is track 9, entitled "Frankenstein." This upbeat song hits the listener with elements of rock and synth pop. The foundation for the energy lies in the frantic drums, which make me want to run straight through a wall, and the steady bass guitar and electric guitar leads provide a smooth, rocking soundscape which pushes the listener forward. Sawayama's vocal melodies feature rich, sustained tones with movement in the right places to help bridge the gap between her voice and the instrumental. The music is driving and punchy, and the melodies are infectious. I especially love the frantic drum fills towards the end, as they thrust the listener into potentially the most cathartic moment of the song, a brief instrumental section filled to the brim with loud and frantic percussion. Thematically, the song feels like a lover begging a lover to fix you. Sawayama has explained in interviews that she wrote about a relationship where she relied on her partner to help put her back together, so to speak. Eventually, she did realize that this was not her partner's responsibility. She opens up the song by singing, "Put me together, thread a needle, so I'm like other people without all of the evil. I'm trying to be normal, but the trauma is immortal, and none of this is your fault." She expands on this during the catchy chorus. She sings, "Put me together one more time, love me forever, fix me right, I can be your Frankenstein." What follows is track 10, "Hurricanes." This is a massive pop song all across the board, from the strong driving drum performance to the subtle synths and ringing chords in the background, and the big memorable vocal melodies in the foreground. Sawayama cites artists like Kelly Clarkson and Avril Lavigne as inspirations for this tune, and I can confirm you can hear the influences clear as day here. There's tasteful usage of electric guitars in the song, leaning into the sleek usage of grit and aggression in the music. It's a memorable tune. Sawayama has also noted this song is one that she's personally proud of, and I can tell because lyrically and performance-wise, it's both beautiful and solid work. Thematically, the song seems to be about wanting to feel something. Sawayama touches on her own vulnerability and describes a sense of feeling lost, which leads to the desire to find something to keep her grounded. For example, in the second verse, she sings, "Always wanted to be best at everything, even when it brings out the worst in me. So I create a storm and bury it deep, hiding the key in plain sight just in case I need help." She builds upon this in the chorus as she sings, "So won't you give me a sign if you're really there? 'Cause I've been lost inside waiting on a prayer. Until I find your door, until the wind blows north, I'm running into hurricanes." Track 11 is entitled "Send My Love to John." This is a subdued breather for the album as it's an acoustic guitar ballad. The guitar licks create a beautiful foundation for Sawayama's vocals, and she sounds at home on the song. She throws in rich vocal harmonies, creating a rich soundscape that widens the mix very well. She provides an emotional performance and touches on themes that will surely resonate with her queer fans. The core theme of the song clearly revolves around an immigrant mother apologizing to her queer son. Being firmly grounded in religious beliefs inevitably led to tension and conflict between mother and son, which she reflects upon and apologizes throughout the song for causing. I love the way Sawayama puts it during the third verse. "Saw the way the kids treated you every day at school. I should have blamed them, but instead I hid behind the Bible's rule. I prayed to God above, but all you needed was my love." She continues with the final chorus, "And I'm sorry for the things I've done. I misguided love to my only son. But I love to see you happy and right where you belong, so send my love to John." It's a beautifully soft and poignant note for the album. And what follows is track 12, entitled "Phantom." This is another personal favorite, likely due to the strong melodies and approach to the blending of timbres in the music. The instrumental starts off slow and steady with strummed acoustic guitar backing Sawayama's subdued vocals. A strong piano performance soon joins as steady drums move the music along. The first chorus drops all these elements except for the vocals and guitar, and the mix then widens again for the following verse. The subsequent chorus is dreamy and huge, and the mix builds up to the most flavorful electric guitar solo of the whole album. It feels like a sonic callback to the rock music of the early 2000s, and is executed very tastefully. I love it. The guitar melody acts as a grand counter melody to Sawayama's, and the timbres of the different sounds, her voice and the guitar, work exceptionally well together. The guitar also continues in the background until the end of the song, which I love. I just can't get enough of that performance. The background music swells accordingly and together creates a massive soundscape that's larger than life. Thematically, Sawayama sings directly to her inner child. She reflects upon who she used to be and expresses sorrow for her future self because she fears her inner child may be lost to the past. During the second pre-chorus, Sawayama sings, "When did we get so estranged? Haunted by the way I've changed, claiming back the pieces of me that I've lost. Reaching in and hoping you're still waiting by the windowsill, I'd bring you back to us." The most poignant part comes in the bridge as she sings, "I was wrong to assume I would ever outgrow you. I need you now and I need you close. How do you hold a ghost? Inner child, come back to me. I want to tell you that I'm sorry." This hits close to home and marks a huge personal highlight on the album for me. And finally, with the closing track, track 13, entitled "To Be Alive," I've got to say it's a grand closing track for the album. It starts off small with minimal piano backing, and Sawayama's vocals are the main focus. Her voice is drenched in reverb, which in a way foreshadows the huge mix that will follow. A smooth, driving garage drum groove gradually bleeds into the mix, and the music swells as the song enters the chorus. We can hear lush vocal harmonies and plucked synth elements in the background. And during the following verse, a captivating keyboard arpeggio enters the mix, as the music then swells again to build into the next chorus. And the keyboard does continue into that chorus section, with more vocal harmonies bleeding through, and a sustained lead guitar can be heard in the background. It's an ethereal sound that continues for a bit before the music gradually fades out. And thematically, it's possibly the most cathartic moment of the whole album, as Sawayama highlights pure joy and describes the feeling of realizing and accepting what it means to be alive. During the second verse, she sings, "Darkness used to wrap its arms around me. I used to bring it with me everywhere. I swear that sometimes I get to be my worst enemy. I swear this whole time the answer's been right in front of me. All of the beauty and love I could not see, I see it now." It's a beautiful sentiment that heavily resonates with me as I've gone through my own similar personal experience. And I'd say, as far as album closers go, this is a very memorable one. Sometimes album closers are a bit forgettable, but this is not one of those songs. And overall, this was a beautiful album. The pacing is tight, we get straight to it with every song. I like that the music breathes at the right moments, and the catchy melodies make it a very memorable experience. The themes explored offer plenty of food for thought for the listeners, and collectively create a poignant and compelling experience. I also enjoyed the fact that Sawayama blends different styles and genres in this album, providing listeners with a diverse listening experience. No matter what you're into, I'm sure you'll find at least something here that you'll enjoy. Stylistically, the music is streamlined to create an approachable atmosphere that is sure to have you humming along. I'm a big fan of Sawayama's songwriting and vocals, and this album further cements her place in the contemporary wave of pop music. I'm looking forward to whatever she chooses to do next. I trust her vision, and I know she'll continue to make captivating and beautiful music. And if you've sat here and you've listened to me talk about Rina Sawayama and her sophomore album, Hold the Girl, I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. And if pop music is your thing and this sounds like music that would scratch that pop music itch that you may have, definitely give this album a listen. It's a bit on the shorter side. It's a very quick listen. The pacing is really great. But yeah, if you're working on music or you make some kind of art or you're just enjoying some new music that recently came out and you really want to share that with somebody, you can always send that my way. And if you need some feedback or constructive criticism, I am more than happy to provide that to you. And with all that being said, I hope you're having a very wonderful day. Make sure to keep yourself hydrated, stay safe, drive carefully out there, don't drink and drive, make good decisions, stay in school. Take care. Peace.